never slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no...
Taking on the previous laps, and they're now taking a riding lesson from the man in front.
This and being this sort of exciting since Mario Aggi was Super Mario, and that little pint-sized rocket he was. So
the circuit's got so much to offer. It really is a superb test of these young men.
Yeah, his Veda Pratama track day tuition with his first school several years ago now, but Pratama, he's all over the back now of Hakim Danish. This is
hard on the brakes now, and it still is Veda Pratama that leads from Brian Ariarte and Hakim.
First students, Hakim Danish and Brian Ariarte, apparently.
Yeah, but of course, you know, they're
really great to see.
Absolutely superb stuff. Now, he didn't fly past them on the brakes. He wasn't Danish, with nobody out of these three showing that they've got a little bit extra. Of course, Veda was following him through there, and that's fair enough, but they don't really get to see what the 16-year-old Indonesian isn't quite close enough on that lap, but he's going to be close now on the run in down to. He came through the pack and caught them, but he's been at the front. He's been unable to break away. Maybe he did to pass them.
No.
You know, that was the trick bit, not going through there in fifth. You know, virtually the final tight left-hander to end lap 3. These guys are going to try again.
Well, this is a replay into turn 1.
Flat out, but actually getting up the inside of them. How did he manage that?
Yeah, quite. Well, it's all
super quick pace.
Would like to make a correction of myself as we see Veda Pratama going up the inside then. Pratama looking very, very neat indeed. I mean, what I was saying earlier, Peter, about him doing the junior, it's all changed as well for Pratama this year, because he's joined the Junior Moto 3 World Championship with his... Well, that's not normally a place to overtake, is it? Goodness me.
No.
Sorry, Peter, I was going to correct myself. We said the Singapore Championship this year. He came here and he really did spectacularly well in Rookies Cup. This was the junior talent team. He's living over in Barcelona, Spain at the moment. I think he's even going to an... went down in the opening crash. It wasn't him, it was actually Lucas Brown. So our live timing was in Tony Series he was racing in Europe last year. Whereas now with Junior GP as well as Pratama and an international school there as well. I saw him and a couple of others coming out of school on his Instagram stories the other week. So he's doing highly wrong. Not sure what happened there, but Singapore unfortunately started sick down in 23rd. Now to go very wide indeed. Goodness me! Boys! That was not necessary. In the full rounds, about 15 race weekends for him this year, combined with the juniors.
Yeah, so maybe he was involved in that. Anyway,
maybe he was the rider that went wide or something over the gravel.
Right, so Veda up.
Good grace.
Yeah,
good gracious me.
If you're going to exceed track limits, you know, exceed track limits.
You might as well do a bunny hop with it as GP. That'll do him a world of good.
And Brian Ariarte has seen the fact that Veda is split the inside. No, on Ariarte. No, he can't do it. But he's got past Hakim.
Well, Brian.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I mean, with the extra experience here in Europe, living over here, understanding the culture.
Sitting here, we're not even half distance yet. We're just coming up to half distance, and Veda has split. He's taken about a 10 Danish, the pole man, and Veda now sitting in a very threatening-looking second place behind Brian.
Because that does impact their performance on track as well, Peter, doesn't it? You know, how strong is Veda Pratama going to...
Bike length lead, and Brian doesn't want to see him. He says, there's the usual get in behind Ariarte. And of course, Pratama set the fastest lap of the race so far in taking that.
It's going to be all season long. I think Indonesia and Malaysia, mind you, with Hakim Danish in his third.
Let's just see whether Hakim Danish follows the script and gets in beside second position.
This is pretty fascinating, Peter. I mean, we're not seeing anything like this in Rookies Cup with a trio breaking away. It can be very, very excited indeed about their future prospects.
Absolutely. These guys are the class act, aren't they? Gets in behind him as they go after Veda Pratama. And Ariarte is closing down.
At the start of the race for quite some time, I would say. I'm surprised to see...
You know, and it's Brian Ariarte, the local hero, who's the one who looks most rattled at the moment. As when that's a 10 bike length lead, it's back to about 2 now.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, the Pugliese Morelli not further up, to be honest with you, but I've got to give a shout out to Carter Thompson. He's leading.
that bit of grass cutting that he did just before.
I mean, that's the biggest bunny hop I've seen him. Rushing behind, we're not seeing too much of it at the moment, but it really is all action down to about 11. The chasers from the leading duo now. The number 50, well on the case in Rookies Cup in some years, so you know, we'll have to, I'm sure Red Bull will we'll sort out a video of that and do the little measurement of how 11th place, 12th place, even 13th place, I think, actually, with Vitali and Plonk there. Because Christian Daniel Jr. crossed 4th place now.
Yeah, he did a 1:49.5, half a second slower than
Far off the ground, he actually went. Incredible.
He clearly doesn't have, half a second up his sleeve or anything.
The line in 6th position. He's now been pushed all the way back to 11th, so clearly it's all action behind.
Ariati and Co up front. Well, in fact, a full second slower than Veda Pratama, so they've got to fight that, does he? All these guys have shown one way or another that they're very much on the limit.
And actually, I've got to say, TV Direction are listening in. I'd definitely like to get a look at positions.
Find some paces, Carter and the rest of that second place group, if they're going to have any chance of catching this trio. With
as intelligent as Brian is he any more or less intelligent than Veda Pratama and Hakan Dinesh in turn 4 down to 13, I reckon, because this is all very interesting, but it's a bit follow the leader. Clear.
11 laps to go. There's time in it, but they're not doing the pace at the moment.
So, as of his racecraft, I think this lot are all pretty level, to be honest. Yeah. They're pretty smart. The big chunks being taken out of these KTM production machines is happening behind this leading trio. As we look down the order, David Gonzalez, another new name as well. He's back. He's crafty lads already.
That's right, and I think the great thing is Hakim has learnt so much. Yeah, that's right. So we've still got Veda Pratama leading, but they're lapping now at the 140 low.
Battling up further than he qualified. He qualified 12th position. He's only a couple of spaces.
He was self-critical in year 1 and year 2. He knew he made mistakes, and he did do that. He learnt thing 149s, but Hakim's pole time was 148.2.
Ahead of that, but he's still a lap leading. That chasing pack, I should say. It's Benyat Fernandez is
it's the hard way, but he has, stashed that 2 years of experience away in that over, a second quicker than they're now going.
Well then, we've also covered number 7 now in 7th place as well, and it certainly wasn't a flash in the pan. One
head of his, and looks like he's making good use of it.
Down the back straight, they got the number 77 of Martinez there. Here we are. So this is that battle for 4. Brilliant. 1 lap speed from Ramersdorfer as he's in 5th place still. So a bit of a recovery from that. They come in this replay. This was Dinesh where he overtook Pratama for the lead. And just look at this. Carla Thompson leads them. You've got Fernandez behind them. Morelli there. Pugliese, the old sparring partner. Early lap. Getting bullied out the way, I suppose.
And Veda had a nasty moment there. I think.
Oh wow, and he makes him sit up a little bit as well. Very nice. Just sending a bit of a message there. For the European Talent Cup, now in the Junior GP Moto 3 series, goes all the way back.
Front sort of tucked. He'd almost lost it. He's recovered okay, but he's lost ground. It messed up his corner speed.